Welcome to the AI for Career Success video overview by Curt Robbins. We're experts at AI coaching and helping professionals like you and your employees upskill in AI. Today, we're examining what could be a potential inflection point in the field of robotics.
Our analysis today is based on an article by Connie Luisos, published in TechCrunch on April 16, 2024. It details a pretty significant new development from a startup that many are watching very closely.
This quote from Sergey Levine, one of the co-founders of Physical Intelligence, really sets the stage. What he's suggesting here is that robotics might be on the edge of the same kind of exponential leap we've already witnessed with large language models. So let's unpack what that really means. We'll be taking a closer look at the research from this San Francisco-based startup, Physical Intelligence, and specifically their newest model, which they call Pi.7. This particular model has shown a notable capacity for performing tasks it was never explicitly trained to do.
So first, let's explore the core innovation here, the thing that really separates this new model from previous approaches in robotics.
The key concept to understand is something called compositional generalization. Now, instead of thinking about a robot that just memorizes a single recipe, think about one that learns fundamental cooking skills. Chopping, sautéing, baking. It can then combine those skills in new ways to create a dish it's never even seen before. That's the idea. And this really illustrates the paradigm shift. You see, the old way involved training a specialist model for every single task. It's incredibly slow, it's laborious. This new approach, on the other hand, is about creating a single generalist model that can adapt its foundational skills to new challenges. It's a much more flexible and scalable method.
All right, let's move on to a tangible example to see how this capability actually works in practice.
So the researchers gave the model a task involving an air fryer, an appliance it had almost no training data on, just a couple of brief, unrelated video clips. Left on its own, the robot made what they described as a passable attempt. But here's the interesting part. With step-by-step verbal guidance from a human, its success rate shot up to 95%. This shows a real ability to learn on the fly. And as researcher Lucy Shi points out, this ability to synthesize bits and pieces of information was surprising even to the creators. It highlights an emergent property, where the model's functional understanding seems to be greater than the sum of its training data. But to get the full picture, it's important to maintain a balanced perspective. We need to look at the current limitations and the challenges that are still ahead. And the researchers are quite transparent about these limits. The model can't yet take a single high-level command, like clean the kitchen, and execute all the complex steps involved. Its success also depends heavily on the quality of human instruction, and on top of that, there's a lack of industry-wide benchmarks, which makes direct comparisons to other systems pretty difficult. Now, this is fascinating. This chart shows the profound impact of what's known as prompt engineering. In an early run with the air fryer, the success rate was only 5%. But after about half an hour of simply refining the verbal instructions given to the robot, that rate jumped all the way to 95%. It suggests the initial failure wasn't with the robot, but with the human instructions. So, despite these limitations, let's zoom out and examine the broader implications of this research and understand why it's generating so much excitement. This quote from research scientist Ashwin Balakrishna is quite telling. You see, when the experts who know the training data inside and out are genuinely surprised by a model's capabilities, it's a strong signal that a fundamental shift might be underway. The team makes a really compelling analogy here to the early days of language models. They compare it to the unicorns in Peru moment when GPT-2 generated a story about something it had never been explicitly taught. They believe they're now seeing that same kind of creative, emergent problem-solving in the physical world. And this gets to the crucial point. A robot doing a backflip might look impressive in a demo, but it's essentially a choreographed stunt. A robot that can generalize, that can perform mundane but useful tasks in brand new situations, well, that might seem boring, but it is far more significant for real-world applications. And of course, this potential is being reflected in the market. Physical Intelligence has already raised over $1 billion. Its most recent valuation was $5.6 billion, and the company is reportedly in talks for a new funding round that could nearly double that figure to $11 billion. So all of this research leaves us with a provocative question.
Are we witnessing the inflection point, the GPT-2 moment, that truly marks the beginning of useful, general-purpose robots that can learn, adapt, and operate in our world? Thank you for watching. This is where we teach you AI and help you get smarter than your competition. If you like these videos, you can use the QR code at the beginning of this video to buy us a coffee or hire us to coach you or your employees in AI. We also encourage you to subscribe to the AI for Career Success YouTube channel. And please like, comment, and share. It really helps us reach a wider audience.